Okay, we're here. So today I have some stuff that I need to do. It's like actually programming and stuff like that. Um, there's not much left for DDD. There's some wiki updates that I think I need to do. There's some first aid shenanigans. There's better survival. That's basically it. I don't believe there's anything else. I'm just gonna double check. There is that issue with getting hit by an arrow while wearing armor and crash the game, but I can't replicate it. I don't know what's causing it. And I asked for more information. I'm probably not going to get any, but that's fine. Um, so I don't know. There's something weird about that, and it's not really fully elaborated or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. Let's switch over to here. So there is a couple things. The last time like I fixed a couple issues, like slash kill wasn't working, so I need to fix that. Um, Tooltip related things. That's why this is open right now. But that's all dealt with. That's fine. So after that, what I want to do is I need to okay, I know what I need to do. I gotta go over to here, our build Gradle, which was right here, whatever. And I gotta slide in. I gotta slide in better survival here. Because better survival has dumb fucking pokey sticks that can be thrown, and they have different distributions depending on a whole bunch of things, because of course they do. That would make sense. So we're gonna just find better survival. So this is the one that has dumb hammer. Yeah, okay, so it's got that. This still uses the same ammo, so that's fine. I'm just checking to see if there's anything else related to this that I need to look into. Okay, those potions and stuff I don't think really matters. Okay, so I need this. Why the fuck? All right, dude. I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna fucking ask about it. All right. Diab. This is gonna be curse.maven better survival. I want to take the project ID, which is this bad boy here, so that I know what it is. And then I need to look at this. I guess it's 1.5.4. Sure, that's what we're gonna do. True support for the Ice and Fire RL Craft fork chain. Yeah, okay, this is yeah. Yep. Okay, Curse Maven snippet. Oh, just like copy this whole shit right here. Don't type this shit up by hand. That's for fucking nerds. Okay, so we got that. This will give us better survival. Let's just build, get that in our environment. Oh, yeah, save that, I suppose. And then have that do its thing. Do your thing. Can you? Oh, it's synchronizing everything. Oh, you're just fucking taking 9 years. That's all it is. Okay, there's better survival. There we are. Okay, so we have. It's still working kind of, but we have it right here now. So this, yeah. See, why does it? Why? What's Mudge Munch in Craft's better survival? Like, what is that? I don't know. Whatever, dude. I don't even care. Do you have? Surely you have. Oh, this. Yes. Okay. This is what I need. This is still going. Everything is fucking dying. Lovely. What? Why though? But why? I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. So we're gonna throw this in. This should be an in and out operation. Like you go in, bada boom, you come out, bada bing. It's fucking easy. This should be. Let me just. Add that to there. Because I thought maybe I would need to use that. I might not need to. Before I release, I will probably remove this inject. Probably. Why did this fail? Oh, okay. Whatever, dude. That's fine. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so this I need to go up to everything. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. Good shit. I need to go up to here, And in my integration IDs, let's see, I don't want to have to type this fucking thing out, dude. Why is this the ID, dude? This is a bunch of fucking bullshit. Who makes this their ID? How do you spell this? Mudge Magin Crafts, Better Survival? Dude, I don't know, whatever. Oh, what are you doing? Better Survival, okay. So, that's that. And now, basically all I need is to look at this flying spear-looking motherfucker. It literally has get spear. I can literally just get the spear from this. Okay, this might actually be even easier than what I had to do for Spartan weaponry. Because for Spartan weaponry, I had a linked thrown weapon distribution. And I got the damage distribution of the thrown weapons weapon stack. Right, so like I basically just need this. And then we have this. So the thrown weapon distribution does that. Okay. Okay. Do that. This is going to extend iMod integration. Oh no, not superclass. That would explain. But dang it. Whoops. Oh my gosh, dude. I can't type. This iMod integration. Okay, good. Do that. Inherited abstract methods. You're probably final. If I had to hazard a guess. Better survival. Oh, whoops. This needs to be better survival title. integration IDs dot better survival ID. Okay. Now, I don't think the Spartan weaponry thing has any handlers. In fact, I'm almost confident it does not. This is more a compat, not a thing. Yeah, so this... hello. Spell. We got that. And then on, I guess it's pre-init, right? You do it on, no, you do init and post-init. That's all I need. Init. On init, I'm going to need to register. return. I can't spell, dude. I try so hard. Welcome. Welcome to my child. This is my long-standing Minecraft mod that I'm currently working on. And I'm adding integration. I guess Compat's the better word. I have to show my programming. Probably, I don't know. I only did it for like 4 hours total. You gotta the fingers. They gotta be loose and nimble. You need nimbly fingies. That's just warming up. You gotta stretch them. You gotta make them dexterous. So this just right. I need the distribution, and then in post I register the linked distribution on the projectiles. Wait, so the linked distribution's that. Then what the hell is this? Oh wait, no, that's what that. Oh, because this is the actual distribution for the thing, and then this is the. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. I believe it. No, I don't. Oh, this is for so that it can find it. Yeah, this is so it can find it. Well, welcome. Well. How am I doing? I'm trying to remember. Well, I remember what this is. This is the actual distribution, and this is just a reference to it, so I can use it for the tooltips. I'm fucking sleepy. Eep. Right. So in here, I need another package. This package is going to be capability. Yeah, this is capability. And then in the capability, I'm going to have another one. And this is going to be final. And this is going to be better survival of thrown spear distribution. And then this will implement the iMod up. No, wait, it's not an interface. It's a class. Mod updating damage distribution. And this will be final. And we finish that. And then we get this. And now you return optional empty on nodes. You have this cap stuff and this register and this unregister. You basically have all this stuff, which is basically just a bunch of boilerplate. And then you just have this, which is like super easy. Okay, so I need cap inject. This is going to be better survival thrown spear distribution. You are a lie. Did I spell it wrong? I did. Phone. I have to open a Java manual for babies to figure out what I'm looking at. So, this is... It's this. A lot of this will benefit if you kind of know sort of what the mod is. So here's a little bit on the mod. And then if you have some of that context, that might help sort of understand what's sort of going on here. It sure might help. It could very vaguely potentially be useful, yeah. So if the owner is an instance of entity thrown spear, don't... Oh, it's flying spear entity, right? It's some dumb shit. Entity flying spear. Sure, the spear flies, it doesn't get thrown. My bad. So if it's that, then we will return, we will cast it, entity flying spear, cast it, then get spear. Yeah, okay. Then we just return API, no, yes, accessor get damage distribution for the following stack. Oh, wait, and then wrap that in an optional. Optional.of, and then throw that shit over here. Everything has such long names. I know I'd be naming that shit something like Thorn Spear and be like, yeah, good enough. Yeah, I mean, in some instances, like, I'll do that for variable name. Variable name? I think I developed a new word. I think I do that for variable names. But for, like, class names, I'm going to be very specific, I guess. Wait, this needs a map? Wait, whoa. Oh, you get weapon stacking map into categories, you collect it. Lamau, okay. Oh, this is already an optional. I guess that's a bad idea if anyone else is supposed to look at the code. Yeah, and this is this is open source, so anyone could look at the code. And I literally just ran into... So this is the mod I'm integrating. It's called Better Survival. This is the mod ID. What is this? What is this ID, dude? Mudge Magincraft? I don't like... What am I reading? Right? Am I fucking... Am I gonna summon a demon by saying its name? Is this a word for a demonic incantation? I don't know. It's just that's what it's called. The name, Better Survival. The ID, what the hell is this? That's a wizard spell. See, precisely, right? I knew that this mod had a really weird ID, but it's just one of the things where it's like I have to now go and like check it and make sure that I had to copy paste it over here, right? With the rest of the IDs of the stuff I integrate with, right? So it's all there, but speaking of, I'm going to need to make sure that that's launching. Okay, so what now we go over here. So this is actually already an optional. So that's not what I need. I need to map it. Map. Map this to whatever, basically whatever this shit is, wherever it is. Map it, get categories, stream, get weight. Yeah, okay. The dot get categories dot stream dot collect. My fucking Eclipse froze. Please. ed maps dot There's a thing for this. I had a thing for this. Where is it? DDD base map dot types to DDD base map. Okay. Yes. Types to DDD base map. The supplier for the default value is going to be 0, and then the value mapper is going to be dGetWeight. Hey, look at that. It works. Otherwise, we return optional dot empty. And then I just gonna take this. Whoops. I did not press Control D, I promise. I wanted to press Control C. And put that there. And put that there as well. And then, do I have a thing for, do I have I thought I had a thing for this. Maybe I don't. I thought I had a template for this. Maybe I don't, okay. So put that as a register, and then on this, register projectile cap. Okay, yeah, sure. So I just need those. What just happened? Register. And then be DDD updatable capability base dot register. The cap class is like it's the same thing, right? Yeah, it's the same thing. Better survival, thrown, spear distribution. Now, I guess this is a big thing, right? Having really long names is annoying, but if I just type like, if I just abbreviate it and then I control space, it'll autocomplete it for me. So having long names is really fine because I don't actually have to type out the whole thing. Autocomplete is my saving grace here. Dot class, and then it's gonna be better survival, thrown, spear distribution, new. Yeah, so it's not as bad as it might seem. I need to take one of these though, down here. And then is this static as well? I don't remember. This is just a bunch of boilerplate code, so it's fine. It is static, okay. And then just like take this and put this here. Figured some kind of autocomplete would exist, but sometimes that's just a different kind of problem. Yeah, sometimes it could vary, right? But here we got it. So I just do that, and then I just register that as a damage distribution. Okay. API dot mutator dot register projectile cap I damage distribution. This I damage distribution dot class and the cap, right? That's all we need. So now when I call register, it'll register it. Duh. And then when it's registered, when Forge registers it, it'll register this projectile capability, which it's going to use for searching for stuff. So that's that. Now on init on the Compat, I need to register it. Better survival thrown spear distribution dot register. So that creates the thrown spear distribution. It's like flying spear. They have wings or something. I don't know. Why is it called a flying spear, dude? It's a thrown spear. I don't get it. I don't need it anymore, by the way. Now I need what's it? Thrown. Oh wait, yeah. Now I need the wait, I need the linked distribution. Better survival thrown. What I call it there? Linked thrown. Linked thrown spear distribution. And then this is going to extend linked damage distribution? That sounds all right to me. Right? Yeah, just extend link damage distribution. Have this, have this, have this, and then have this, and then just update for that. It's really easy. So this we have stack, and then I guess this is private, right? Yeah. Oh wait, no, this is the string. Yo. String. Just for the item. Right, because this is going in the config, and this is going to be used so that it shows up on the tooltip correctly. And then this is private final. Wait, why is this other thing not final? Oh, it is final. Oh, that's the one that's final. This one's not final. Damage distribution, dist ref. Okay, so now we have this. I make a constructor, which is better survival length thrown spear distribution. This is gonna be public. I could have done this better, whatever. String item. This dot item, set this to the item, and then this is going to return if distref is null, then we're going to return what this. Yeah, if it's not null, we'll return that. Otherwise, the configurations item getter for like default. Okay. Wait, does it actually assign it? Oh, on the update. Right, okay. Let's make this consistent and have it be not null, distref, otherwise return ddd configurations dot items dot getter fallback default for this dot item. Oops, boop, boop. And qualify these. This doesn't update, so return, please. And the same context here. Has no need to copy, so it just returns itself. I'm actually going to add that in documentation. Implementation note. The linked spear distribution has no need to copy, so it returns itself. And that's still a typo. And now this is update on projectile? Yeah. And then it's just this. Right, because it gets the something or other. And then it otherwise just returns super data. Oh wait, no, it returns this. Oh, okay, yeah. Just return this. And then put that there. And then if the owner is an instance of entity flying spear because it has wings or something, whatever. We're gonna set this dot distref to casting this, and then get spear. And then does it just Oh, it just says oral snow. Right. DDD API dot accessor dot get damage distribution for the item stack dot or else no. Boom. Bam. All right. So this is used in the config so that the spears can have the tooltips show up. I have those two capabilities. I now need one more thing. I need a distributor, which is going to be this thing right here. Turn spear distribution distributor. Sure, whatever. And this needs to extend. I don't know what it needs to extend. It needs to extend something, but we're gonna figure out what it needs to extend because I don't remember. Abstract capability distributor. Projectile distribution distribution. Just take this. Take this. Throw this over here. Bada boom. And then, which one do you use? For projectile guidance. So this super is that. Okay. Constructor, make this protected. And then we're going to just super damage distribution capability distributor dot for projectile dot get instance. There we go. And then what else do you want? Add unimplemented methods. I believe this is a singleton instance. Would I be correct in that assumption? I sure as heck would be. Singleton instance, and then down here, singleton get instance. Boom. I don't know why that is completely 100% just illegible, but you know what? Like, whatever. We're here. And then I guess most of this is, well, that's null because there's no config associated with this distributor because it just returns the thing and it updates it. And then it's only applicable if the projectile is that. So we're going to return T instance of entity flying spear, and then the capability is going to return new better survival flying spear distribution. Sorry, thrown spear distribution. Ah, see, that's the thing. Dot update with T. And it doesn't have any config. How does this get registered? How do you do this? My man. Oh yeah, you just do this. So on here, DDD capability distributors dot add projectile cap. This is going to be better survival thrown spear distribution distributor dot get instance. Wow. Look at that. You did it. And now on post, this is where I gotta know where it stores all of its items. It's probably under init, under mod items, copper, steel, aluminum, whatever. Set repair materials, register items. Do you... Items. Where are your items? Items. It's private. You suck. I guess what we're going to do is we're just going to do an iterator over all the items in the game and then find the ones that are flying fucking spears. Just like we did with this. Iterate over everything such that they are, well, not flying spears. They are just item spear dot class. And then for each remaining, we know which one's going to be which. So we get the key. And then we register the projectile pair, and then we do that, and then we do that. Okay, so let's do that. So this is going to be iterators.filter forge registries dot items dot iterator, sure. Item spear, not spaghetti. This item spear, there's actually multiple different types of item spears. But we need this item spear dot for each spear. What the heck have I done? What? My keyboard changed. It became French on me. What the heck? Spear dot... So you get the key. You cast it to an item, and you get the key. This is gonna get me, I presume, the key for it. Classic French blunder. Yeah, like, what is this dead language doing in my fucking coding environment? It's not dead language, that's a joke. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Yeah, so I guess it's just ring s is forge registries dot items dot get key for the spear. Yeah, sure. So that gets me. Oh, and then I need a dot to string it because it's a resource location. So that should get me the actual. So basically, I filtered out all the spears, and then I get the IDs of all the spears, and then we can debug out. So this is going to be DDD registries dot. That's not registries, you silly goof. It's projectiles. It's in the configurations. That's what it is. It was so long since I did the Spartan weaponry runs. I think it was like years ago. So I don't remember exactly what I did. Dot projectiles dot register item projectile pair, and then just put this twice. Honestly, discovering I can get QWERTY versions of usually QWERTY's language keyboard settings was life-changing. I used to fuck up Z/Y all the time. Wait, is your keyboard not a QWERTY keyboard? and then S, and there's going to be better survival, linked, thrown, spear distribution. Oh, probably because I need to state that's new. What do you mean? Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Checks isn't usually Cortez. The physical keyboard itself has both Y and Z on the corresponding keys. Whoa, really? Wait, actually, I want to look this up. This is cool. Quertz? Or is it QW? QWERTZ keyboard. Oh yeah, dude, it is. Well, not that I didn't believe you, but I just wanted to see it for myself. They have Z there. It's literally just the same layout. They just swapped Z and Y. Actually, no, that's not. That's not completely true. The semicolon and stuff are they have accents on a couple of other stuff. That's fair. Presumably German influence. I heard German is like that because that is more frequent letter than English. Yeah, and keyboards are like keyboard layouts are designed for, the letters that are used most often and stuff. Vaguely. So I can understand why swapping the letters does that. Entire number does accented letters? Wait, does it actually? Or is that just for a German keyboard? That's fascinating. I knew there were different types of keyboards, obviously. I just didn't know anyone. I never came across anyone who, like, had or used or doing that. It just got confusing switching between English and Czechs. Having Z and Y suddenly different play. Because it's really just those two that swap. You could take out the keycaps for your Y and Z keys and swap them as a joke, and it's like, hey, look, it's a QWERTY keyboard, and it just doesn't. What the number rows does without holding shift. Oh, really? Fascinating. Because I'm looking at the layout here, and the layout for the keyboard at least seems to have numbers on the top row, but maybe it's not the exact same. Oh, that's for Mac. Duh, that explains it. So with all of this, that's basically all I need to do for better survival, basically. It was literally just have the spears work correctly. So now let's test it. Let's make sure it works. There should be no reason why it doesn't work because I'm literally just doing the same thing that I'm doing with Spartan weaponry. I'm just doing it for the spears. However, in order to do this, I need to have config values for the spears. So, Shivoxy, where were your configs just so I can check? Okay. Because now I don't need that. Um, Yeah, so you have like I don't know if it's gonna work with everything. Okay, just get the fucking up. Actually, I guess maybe I don't know. Whatever. I'm just gonna make it do like a bit of poison and a bit of piercing, and it's just gonna be a test value, right? So then it'll work, and then when it works, and then we can move on. If you want the symbols like exclam and at, you have to do Control Alt. It's a bit unwieldy, but such is the cost of accent letters having quick access. Yeah, you'd have to give up something to have that, and for languages that have that, it's obviously something that is going to you're paying for that in some other way. Like French, dude. I will now willingly switch to French keyboard. I believe the slash, yeah. So like // is this on the French keyboard, and you can't question mark. The question mark key is just this, and then the apostrophe is just this, right? So it's very I don't know where those keys normally are on a French keyboard, because my keyboard is an English layout, but my computer apparently enjoys switching to French sometimes. Also, some games wouldn't adjust the controls to the QWERTY setup, so ZXC control games were hit and miss. Ah, I know exactly what ZXC control games you're talking about. You could probably set up if it were really a problem, you could set up an auto hotkey script where if you pressed Y, for example, it would then press Z, and then you could still use the same things. It's just you are now pressing Y technically because your Y is where the Z is, but the auto hotkey script recognizes that and changes the input to a Z. Um, Technically, you could do that. Is it necessary? I don't know. You probably just change the language on your keyboard to English and then be like, yeah, sure, my Z and my Y are swapped compared to what's visually on the keyboard, but I don't need to see the Y key to press for ZXC controls. I suppose. At this point, I just use QWERTY Check's keyboard. It's the same, just Z and Y turned around. Yeah, no, that's fair. That is fair. It also works. So open this folder, open this, open this in a new window, and then we're gonna go to here. I need to copy the built thing. What, what, what? That's the wrong thing. Build libs here. Did I build this today? What is today? Yes. Okay. So this was built correctly. Good, good, good. Goody goody gumdrops. Put this over here, deleting this, putting this in, and then of course having to add better survival. Because if I don't have that, I can't test it. Survive. Type it in. Type, please. Please. What do you? What do you mean? I typed in better survival. What do you mean I'm not getting better survival? Oh, it's just like scroll down. I search for better survival. It's like the 7th result. Why? Whatever. Whatever. Let me just make sure I got it in. Yep, okay, that is the right one. Okay, now launch this bad boy. Bot boom, bada bing. I'm a bit annoyed though, because with my old setup I could use apostrophe and quotations to create some pretty common foreign accents, but now I can't, and I don't know what caused that. Well, what did your old setup allow you to do? I lost my O with 2 dots privileges. Like how would it work normally, like in your old setup? Might as well ask, because launching the game is going to take a sec for testing, because every time I try to launch the game to get it to work, to like test something, I have to launch the game, have the launcher fail to launch because it just like hangs or whatever, close the launcher, relaunch the game, and then it actually works. But normally what ends up happening is that CurseForge pops up a dashboard of the session logs, doesn't actually launch the launcher. I need to relaunch it again, the launcher doesn't fully load, close it, relaunch it a third time, and then it works. Why do I have to do this? Like, launch the fucking shit, bro. Press the apostrophe such quote, then you input a vowel, it turns it to an accented vowel. Otherwise, next inputs the apostrophe or quote as normal. But then how would you, like, so let's say would you like press quote and O at the same time, or is it just quote and then O? Yeah, terminate this thing and continue, bro. Quote then O. Well, what if you wanted to write dialogue where the word started with the letter O? What if you wanted quote and then O? You need to put a vowel after it without the accent. You can just press space. Oh, so it'd be quote space O. But if you wanted quote space O, you need quote space space O. I mean, I guess it works. If you use like accented vowels a lot, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, the launcher is here. Let us go. I think that's how it's worked. It's been a sec. Fair enough. I wouldn't even know what I would look up to like learn about that. It's a keyboard where you can press quote and then thing, and then get accented vowel outright. I can still do that stuff, just not on the English setting anymore. Oh, you used to be able to do it on the English setting. There's probably a keyboard setting in your system settings somewhere, I bet, that would allow that. But I wouldn't know, right? Like I'm just grasping at straws here while this game takes its sweet ass time. Yeah, honestly, no freaking clue which one it is, if anything. There we go, the game's finally loading. Now, okay. Game output, do you find better survival? Please find better survival and, like, not crash or anything. I beg of thee. Find it, find it, find it. Find it correctly. No, it's not gonna find it. Ah, fuck, I forgot. Also, apparently I need reach fix. Alright, whatever. Whatever that nonsense is. Why is that not just put in? Why is it not made a whatever. Reach fix, sure. Bada boing. Also, this bastard / no idea where that is on English can make this. That's not a key you can even press on the English keyboard. In order to type that, you would need to like input an alt code. or like input like the full Unicode character number for that, like the degree symbol. The English keyboard's just not going to have that. It just doesn't. How do you type degrees then? You Google degree symbol and you either copy paste it or degree symbol alt code, and you I don't trust the AI thing for that. Not even fucking remotely. Actually, maybe. Wait. Alt 0176. Is that it? Alt 0176? Yeah, there you go. Boop. But can you do... Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing about alt codes. And you think alt 0176 is fucked. Whoops. don't replace that line. You think alt 0176 is fucked. Here's the thing. You have to have a keyboard that has a numpad. You cannot press Alt and then press the numerical keys at the top of your keyboard. It will not work. Alt 0176 using the keys at the top of my keyboard does nothing. Alt 0176 using my numpad works. The alt codes only work with the numpad. There actually is a distinct difference. Which means, what if you're on a laptop and you want to type the degree symbol? I think you have to press like Alt and then the function key and then you type some shit at the top. I don't know, dude. Can I do Alt FN 0176? No, I don't know. I don't know how you do it there. It's like a different code entirely. At least there's a Windows key and dot menu, I guess. Yeah, that's true. So, okay, the reason why none of this worked is because I actually have to go over to here in the mod integration kernel and add it here as an integratable mod. That's something I completely forgot. const.integration_IDs.bettersurvival_ID, and that's going to end up giving us a new better survival compat. Yes. There you go. It has been a hot minute since I've done modding for this mod, so a lot of the specifics I kind of forget. But eventually the 1.8 update for this will be out. Everything will work. The people won't come to me and be like, "Hey, it's broken," and then I can move on. You know, the last time I said I wanted to move on from this? In like October. And I'm still doing this shit. It's understandable. If there's bugs, there's bugs. If there's features that need to be added, there's features that need to be added, right? Like, I totally understand. But, goddamn. So slap this bad boy back in here. Boop, 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 boop. I would love to, on stream, show the console log, but apparently, when you try and capture that, OBS just doesn't. I think there's some inherent property about the window that makes it not capturable by OBS. Maybe it assumes that there might be some kind of information that shouldn't be captured, so it really doesn't go on. Do people ever really stop going on about how mods broken? I feel like people do that with functional mods too. To some extent, yeah, because it really does depend on the mod in question and what the mod does, right? Some mods, it might be like, oh, with this extremely hyper-specific interaction, this mod is either like super OP or super broken or like doesn't work really well or like I don't know how that interaction's supposed to go. And so like, yeah, right, that's fair, that's understandable. And with this kind of mod, 100% you're gonna encounter that problem. I needed to look and write the config for it. Where's my config? I need to relaunch the game again, dude. Whatever, that's fine. Go to the config. Go to DDD, and then we're going to very quickly scroll down. Where's the item damage? That's mob-based damage. That's projectile damage type, which is fine. This is weapon-based damage. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to do Mudge Magin Crafts. I don't know. Did I fucking spell that right? Mudge Match N, and then the craft brand. Okay, with an S. Mudge Madge N craft brand S. Yep, better survival. And then what is it? Is it like item wooden spear or some shit? Yeah, it's item. Yeah, okay. Item wooden spear. And then we're going to give that a distribution of, let's say, 50% poison, just for argument's sake. Poison, 0.5, and then we'll do DDD. How about force, probably. 0.5. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Launch it again this time, but this time, launch it correctly. Now that I actually have that there. And I shouldn't need to specify the projectile distribution for it. Yeah, I probably shouldn't need to. Okay, that's fine. All right. Come on, load me up Widecraft. All right, let's maybe unwidecraft it. Bada boink. Beautiful angel heads land on the power lines outside my window. Oh, that's cute. I just have a green punch buggy outside my window. All right. Let's see. Can we get this to work? So we're here. What I basically want to do is verify. Where's the? It's just under combat. Oh yeah, look at that. It is. All right. Where's my wooden fucking spear? Hello? What? Oh, it's item wood spear, not item wooden spear. Wiggling tentacle menu. Wait, where's the wiggling tentacle menu? Ah, yeah, wiggling tentacle menu. This is Lycanites mobs. It's a pretty interesting thing. So let me quickly show you what you can do here. You can take something like this. Is this a blade? Oh yeah, this is a blade. So I can take like the eyeball as well. And the wiggling tentacle. And then I can come over here. I can grab. I guess it doesn't really matter what one I grab. I'll grab this one. It makes non-square creatures. Oh yeah, it really do. I can grab this, I can grab this. And so I gave this a distribution of slashing necrotic psychic. So when I put this here, this actually inherits the same damage. So now this does slashing necrotic psychic, right? And so that seems like pretty obvious, right? It's like, duh, it's gonna maintain the same thing. But let's say I have, what gives me an axe? You give me an axe. And then what is an axe? That's a philosophical question I didn't think I needed to answer, but, you know, here we are. Bike, jewel, axe. Oh, well, you're... Right. Right, okay, whatever. Just grab this Vapula crystal, grab... I don't think I know any other axe pieces. Yeah, because that's a base. And then that's a pommel, and that's a base. Whatever. Grab this fist, and then the base can be like this, whatever. I might want to keep that. And then if I go here and I throw this in here and I throw this in here, it creates 2 axe slots. So if I put in the Vapula crystal, this is going to have the same distribution, 20% bludgeoning, 80% piercing. But this has 100% bludgeoning. So I put this here, now it averages it, and now it's 60-40 because it changes it. So depending on what you put in, you get different distributions, right? So now you can actually, there's actually reasons to like customize these weapons and stuff. Like nice mob models look like they escaped from one of those wacky King's Field type dungeon crawlers. It used to be based a lot on like Doom and stuff. Like they had there's still a lot of Doom like enemies here. So like it definitely had a lot of inspiration from Doom. Right. So like I integrated with that stuff and that's cool, and then I this is just my test world where there's a whole bunch of different mods and stuff. Here are all the different fire types that are added, right? There's Scorch Fire, Doom Fire, Hellfire, Shadow Fire, Ice Fire, Frost Fire, Prime Fire. I think there's also... There's reference of a Smite Fire, but, like, it's not here, so I don't have it, but, like, whatever. And then there's different fluids. That's honey, there's acid and char acid. No, that's acid and char acid. That's ooze and rabbit ooze. They're the same thing. I'm getting slightly distracted. This needs to be wood spear, not wooden spear. Yum fluids, yep, you bet. Now I have to launch the game again because wrong item ID. Love that. It can't update during gameplay. Just because I load it all into the configuration during startup, and then there's no reloading it all in the configuration because it takes a sec to load it in the configuration, so I don't want to be constantly updating it and then finding which distributions are different and should be changed and all that other stuff. Launching the fucking game. Yeah, right, that takes the longest fucking time. Launching the fucking game. I fucking age like 90 years every time the game launches, right? I'm just apparently immortal right now, I guess. That's sort of what we're working on. That's what we're cooking. Because I have Compat with like 3 mods, and I have integration with like 6 mods. Like there's a lot of mods that I have specifically programmed compatibility with, or like special integration with. Mainly because a lot of mods, this is going to end up in RL Craft. If you're not familiar with RL Craft, it's basically one of the most popular mod packs for this version, right? So this is going to end up in RL Craft. It's really, really cool, right? I've talked to the developer. I've interacted with them and stuff. And they're like, hey, this thing doesn't work, this thing doesn't work, and they're just a slave driver giving me a whole bunch of fucking shit to do. I kid, they're great. I am entirely too familiar with RL Craft. So this is gonna be in our L-craft. This here, different damage. Why do you not? Item wood spear. Did I type it incorrectly? MUJ, MAJ, N, KRFT, KRAFT, S, better survival, item wood spear. Did I need to grab a new one, or like what's the deal here? Wait, did I not? No, I did. What is going on here? It's not a valid entry. Wait, did that show up in the chat? Oh, wow, I could have figured that out. Oh, I know why. I'm a fucking dumbass. There's not supposed to be a semicolon right here. Very go bullshit design. A lot of people have their opinions about RL craft. I am obligated to appreciate RL craft because my mod's going to end up in RL craft, right? So I believe I am I am obligated to appreciate it for what it is. And I have played it, and I think like it's obviously not for everyone. Not everything's going to be for everyone, right? So if it's not your cup of your cup of tea, yeah, good for me. If it's not your cup of tea, then like no harm, no foul, right? I have made fun fact. I made a mod pack back around 2020, which is when I got into modding because I was making a mod pack and I'm like, oh, I want a mod that does X. I want a mod that allows you to increase your maximum hunger and stuff. Because a lot of mods that'll increase your max health, but not for hunger. And I think that is unused potential. So I went and I made a mod that did that, right? And there's actually a description if you scroll down on the Twitch page a bit. I think there's a description that talks about some of my mods, and you'll see it there. It's Scaling Feast. I need to relaunch the fucking game again. But that's what I got into, and then that got picked up by like Rebirth of the Night, and they were like, "Oh, this is really cool. We want to put this in." And then they were like, "Hey, we want this other mod developed or whatever. It has like different damage types and stuff." And so then I decided I wanted to take it on, and then they're like, "We'll pay you for it." And I'm like, "How about you don't pay me for it? I'll just own the mod and make it, and then you can just have it in." They're like, okay, yeah, sure. And that's how DDD came to be, right? It was sort of an idea by Rebirth of the Night. I took the idea and I'm like, hey, you don't have to pay me for it, but it'll just be mine, and they're more or less, right? And they were like, yeah, sure, do that, right? And so I did that, and that's how this mod came to be. And then Shavoxy came across it in like 2021 or something. They came across it in 2021, DM'd me. They joined my Discord, DM'd me, said it was really cool, and then radio silence, like nothing happened. Fast forward, like 2.5 years. They check it out on stream and they're like, wow, this is such an underrated mod. This is really cool. I want to put this in. Where has this mod been? And I hop in the stream in chat and I'm like, you're in my Discord server. You've seen the mod before. And he's like, wait, what? So, funny story. But I completely got off the rails here. Point is, back in 2020, I was making a mod pack, and it's how I inspired myself to get into modding. But my mod pack was inspired by the mod packs I'd played at the time, which is like FTB Continuum and RL Craft. And yeah, a lot of my mod pack is Go bullshit, right? And I never released it. But I recently started playing it on stream, and now I am playing it on stream, and it is to any of the viewers here who have seen me play Vengeance Craft, the my unreleased mod pack, it is a lot of Go bullshit, right? It is just there's a lot of fucking bullshit in it. It's not super hard per se, but it's an interesting experience. I have fun with this. Please have a distribution that works. Hell the fuck yes, bro. So this is the distribution. This is the throne distribution. This is the linked distribution. And this linked distribution is obviously the same thing, so that's what it needs to be. But it's now showing that when you throw it, it does the same amount of damage. Because when I throw it, or sorry, this is the damage distribution I set in the config. This is the link distribution that I put in the config so that when I try and create a tooltip, it will then look into my configurations for a projectile distribution associated with this item, and then it realizes, oh, it does, because I created a dummy distribution that just links to the same thing, right? And then when I actually throw it, and that hits something, then it uses the actual throne distribution that I created a distributor for. So that's why I need a linked one and a thrown one. That was a lot of complicated shit to explain that, but hopefully that made some amount of sense. So this spider has immunity to poison damage. I don't know how much damage this thing does initially. We're gonna find out. Actually, why am I... Dude, get me, who do I want? I'll bully Kenny. That's fine. And we can see up here, it does say poison. It'll say force above that. The debug will put it out. But the damage seems to be about 5 damage. And then it's 4.92 because they have armor that does actually reduce some of it, so that's fine. And then they're gone. Alright, so if it's 5 damage, then if I do this spider should take 2.5 damage after throwing this at it. And it does take 2.5 damage. It starts at 5, but it becomes 2.5. And we can see that because it's force and poison, and it has immunity to the poison, so it doesn't actually do that. And you can see the immunity shields come up because it has immunity to that. And then I can punch it, which is bludgeoning, and then it has broken shields because it has a bludgeoning weakness. And goodbye, idiot. And then this one has adaptability. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So now this one, if I throw this at it, it now gained a force resistance because it adapted to force. So now it won't take 2.5, it'll take less. 25% less, which is I don't know how much. Well, it's down to 1.88. And then it has resistance, so you can see the immunity shields popping up because I'm hitting it with poison, but also the regular shields popping up because it's resistant to force damage. That's the idea of the whole mod. That's a really great way to showcase it. And then I have integrated it with a whole bunch of mods, including Electroblob's Wizardry for actual freaking spellcasting, Thaumcraft for more spellcasting stuff, and then Tinker's Construct, which will allow you to change the blade, which will change the damage type and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Do I have one of those here? Yeah, like this. This is fire damage because of the firewood blade. If I change that out for another blade, I get a different distribution. Like Manualin, it has this distribution and stuff. Same with the effectiveness for armor if you use mods like Construct's Armory. And yeah, that's basically the whole idea. This now works. That was the easiest integration of my life. If we ignore the amount of times I needed to launch the game, I basically first tried it. Then again, I was just copying something that I already did before, so that's fine. Let's just quickly commit this. cd here get status. Let's see what we have. We have that. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. Get add store and then get commit. Just commit this. Better survival compat. Yay! Alright, okay, so that's done. That was like the easiest thing in my life. So now we have a thing. We have an interesting thing. So if this is configurable, you can turn this off. But if you choose to not have it off, and that's the big problem, is if you choose to not have it off, each damage type has a death message associated with it. Right? So if you die from lightning damage, it'll be like, oh, player name was electrocuted or whatever, right? Or if you had if you die from like psychic damage, it's like, oh, like player name had their mind blown by whatever beat them, right? Which is cool. And it normally works. Except for this hyper-specific situation, which is you have first aid installed, which is the mod that gives your body parts health and stuff. It distributes your health amongst all your body parts. Now, if a critical body part dies, first aid just kills you. And then you die, right? But the thing is, first aid just killed you. So I didn't die because I took psychic damage that killed me. I died because I took psychic damage that lowered my head health to 0, and then first aid killed me. And so the death message doesn't show up. Yes, the mod that makes you die instantly to skeletons. Yep, that's the one! So, it's now like, okay, I should be able to actually pop into first aid. Where is it? I actually don't need this anymore. Alright, where is first aid? Give me first aid. There you are. So the damage system, this is the thing where I gotta figure this out. Okay, so that's player revive, that's different. Is that it? Is okay, whatever. I have to look into the damage system. I think. So I gotta figure out when it takes damage that kills it. Blah blah blah. Get current health. Is dead. That's different. Run scale logic. Schedule resync. Has no critical. Okay, so not under there. I don't remember where this was. It's under this. Handle damage taken. Blah blah blah. It does all of that, and it tracks the damage, right? And then it distributes the damage. And then common utils, kill player. Okay. How you do this, boy? So if the damage model detects that they're dead, then it kills the player. How does it do that? Tried to kill the player on the client, it should only happen on the server. Ignoring. What is this bit of code? So if you're on the client, we're gonna throw an exception and say you tried to kill the player on the client. Then we're gonna immediately detect that we threw that exact exception and ignore it. Why? What is this? Why? I guess it's so that it can get the stack trace? Okay, I guess that makes sense. You get the stack trace so that you can print it out so that you know why it happened, but then you just ignore it anyway. I guess? I don't know. This just seems really silly. I feel like there's got to be a better way to get the stack trace without throwing a dummy exception, catching it, and then not doing it, but that doesn't matter. If part can cause death, current health is the max of the current health and 1. What? Data manager, set implementation, the health, and it sets it to 0. That's so, wait, what is this? It doesn't even, so it gets the protection and all that other stuff, whatever. And then if there is protection, if there is protection, then we do that, which is fine. They live at 1. Player.data manager. What is this? It just sets it to that. Okay, I don't think this is what we are looking for then. Because that's just setting the health. So then. Distribute damage on parts. That just does that. Distribute damage. It just distributes it. It applies the armor, the enchantment modifiers, living damage. It distributes it on the parts. Yeah, but that's for this, I guess. If damage model is dead, let me look at an implementation of this. Yeah, so forget that whole revival nonsense. That the player is dead. Alright, so it checks that, right? So that's fine. But that's before here, so this is, I guess it's this. I would have thought it would have been when it tries to kill the player. It doesn't distribute the damage on parts. That's when it distributes the damage on parts. But that is completely different because there's no message that tracks it there. Is this where it happens? Yeah, because it tracks the damage. And it calculates all that. And then when we get the death message, it gets the best combat entry. No, that doesn't make sense. Because the way we do death messages is... Where are we? Right here. Get death message. And then it does this. It gets a combat tracker. The combat tracker is present for the death message. It finds the less calculation, but there's like no type. Or something. I don't remember the specifics. But I think what happens is that there's no type for it. I think what I want to do is figure out where do you... Because clearly at some point you do damage again. I thought it would be in kill player. But it's not. I feel like it's got to be here, because this is where it, like, kills me, but doesn't actually. It's just this. Where it sets the health to 0. But it doesn't actually set the health to 0 by, like, doing damage. It just straight up sets it. And this is an entity data manager. Oh, wait, what is this? This is a first... No, this is not a first aid thing. Does it, like, send the normal death message? Hold on. Hold on. Turn on first aid. Where are you? There. Turn you on. Let's test. Let's test. Let's do a little testaroonies. Because this is like the last thing. And then it's like fix some things in the content tweaker wiki. And then we're good, probably, I think. Gosh, I hope, right? So if we can just get past this, then we're home free. There's no other problems as far as I can see, other than maybe getting shot by an arrow crashing the game, but I can't replicate it, and I don't know why that happened, so... I'm under the assumption it's not caused by DDD alone, but that something else is causing a problem. But I sure as heck hope that that's not going to be a thing you're going to have to worry about. Because that'd be really annoying. If I finish this early, I'll do something else, obviously. So, you know, let's hope I finish this early. So, okay, you... can I just set keep inventory to true for this? Just make my life easier. Wow, you're like really good at hitting my feet, dude. Wait, I was stabbed. That was the piercing thing. Wait a second. No, but this didn't normally work. What do you mean it now worked? It didn't work. I swear to fuck it didn't work. What do you mean it works now? That's a bunch of baloney. Okay, you hit me with this. Wow, that's a lot of fucking damage, dude. Holy shit. I was slain. Okay, but that does slashing damage, so saying slain makes sense. Okay, but I was slain again. Why are you on fire? Ah, I had my life force stolen. That's necrotic. Come on. Now, slain makes the most sense because I think slashing has a higher chance. How the fuck did you die? Okay, Harold, do it. Go, buddy. I was slain again. Can I get the psychic one? I can't get the psychic one. Apparently not. You can have that. This one should then... Can you stop taking out my appendages? It said slain again. But that's force and poison. There's no way. Wait a second. Why does it not always work? See, so sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Hello. So why does it not work all the time? I don't understand. See, that time it worked. But then what about when it doesn't work? In this instance, what does the output say? The combat tracker is present, but there's no damage type. And why is that? Hold on. So it did 7.88. I did 1.71. Because I'm guessing it needs to redistribute it, right? Like, that makes sense. But what? How do I... I think the difference is it kills me like I normally get straight up killed versus first aid killing me. I believe that is the difference. But there's no type for that calculation. What other information can I get from that calculation? It never says that it's nesting a calculation, right? Direct attacker is that. It never nests it. And that would make sense. Like, the calculation, like, finishes, and then it realizes I'm dead and it kills me. Right? So then when does that happen? And more importantly, how is that being done? When is the type set? Let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. When is the type set? Because I've gathered the information I've needed to gather here. So where do I set the type? I set the type. Uh, wait, what? Damage calculation. Are you telling me this isn't called anywhere? That doesn't make any sense. It has to be called somewhere. Where's my combat tracker? There. Calc.setType. Yeah, right there. Apparently it can't find the fact that it's called here, but whatever. So, okay, it's called here. And so what I'm suspecting is happening here is that this is not able to set the type because the map is empty. But why is the map empty? Because it just sets everything to 0. Mm-hmm. Where are we? Damage distribution. I feel like how it distributes the damage is the problem, because it does an on-living damage for the remaining amounts, right? And that makes sense. Need to distribute, only distributed, yeah, whatever. If greater than minimum health, then it applies the damage, which is fine. And that'll return whatever damage is left. And that's after that is distributed. I don't really want to have to mix into this, but if I have to, I might. Because it finishes up each calculation, because it marks it as completed. But it doesn't actually fire. Oh. It doesn't actually fire a hurt event. It fires a damage, which does this. So it still does the calculations. Right? And all of this stuff. But it's not assigning a type. Because I'm assigning a type in hurt. Should I be assigning a type in hurt, or should I be assigning a type in damage? If I assign a type in damage, that might solve it, but is there a reason why I want to assign a type in hurt? Because that's before the armor applies, right? And reduces the damage. I can try and assign a type here. And if I don't have a type here, but I can assign a type here, then I assign a type here. And this would handle a situation if we start in the damage stage, but we don't get to do it in the hurt stage. But then the question is, should I just move this from the hurt stage to the damage stage? Is there a specific reason it's in the hurt stage? Because it's before the armor. This is the damage map. So it's before the armor actually applies. But arguably, if you think about it logically for a second, if the armor reduces and blocks the damage, then that's not going to be what kills you. If you have highly slashing, if you have armor that is highly slashing resistant, and you get hit with a slashing and psychic attack, it's not the slashing attack that's going to be the thing that kills you. Even if the attack is like 80% slashing and 20% psychic, it's going to be the psychic damage that kills you because that's the psychic that's going to get through. So arguably, it should be after the armor is applied. This makes the most sense. We do it in here. I can do it right here. If it's not empty, set the type to a weighted random representative type on that. I think that is the fix that I need. Because now it's after the armor is applied, so the armor is going to technically influence the probability of certain death messages showing up, which makes sense because if the armor blocks all the slashing damage, or like a vast majority of the slashing damage, then it's not the slashing damage that killed you. So you didn't get slashed to death, you got fucking mind melted. You got japed. Okay. I like that. I like that. This explanation makes sense. I have rationalized my insanity to myself. Let's build it. And if this is good, then I will take a look to see if the Content Tweaker wiki needs to be updated on a couple of things. If so, I will very quickly update it, and then we're good. Then we're done. Which is great. It is so great. Okay, now launch it again. God damn, this takes a long time to load. But, you know, that's that. Alright, so now it should show the correct death message. I got a lethal dose of poison. That's looking good. It's looking good. How did you miss me, bro? I was obliterated. That's the force death message. Lethal dose. That's correct. I got schooled. All right, that's the psychic damage one. And then I was slain. That's gonna be a slashing one. You will take me out. And I was stabbed. Okay, it's working. It's working. I was brutally crushed. I think that's the bludgeoning damage. And then immolate his fighter. Okay, so this works. I can stop getting myself freaking killed now. That'd be great. Goodbye, idiot. Oh wow, dude, I got them all. All right, and then you fellas, goodbye. Ha! Nerds. Okay. It works. All right. It has been done. One thing I want to do is I want to I don't need this. I probably don't need that. Yeah, okay, so because that just throws out the death message, so I don't need any of this. I will leave that like that, though. Even though this could be one-lined. Well, it could be one-lined, so... There we go, look at that, it works. It works, it works, it works. No, fuck balls, dude. There we go. Got that. Now, one thing that I'm gonna do is, do I need in the focus engine, the mix and focus engine for Thumbcraft? Where are you? Where are you? Well... Thumbcraft, there. I don't think this is necessary. So, we're getting rid of that. We'll leave the debug messages in, that's fine. So I don't need that. Is there anything else that's problematic? No? Okay, good. So that's that fine, that's that fine. And then that. And then that, and that. Sure, unneeded is now a word. I have decreed it. Okay, so one last thing. I'm going to my Milanote here. We solved that problem. This shit's not a thing anymore. And then on this thing, I need to take a look at the wiki. Okay, so I need to make sure that the projectile stuff, just very quickly on the projectile modifiers stuff for the wiki. Yeah, so this is different, right? Because it's in its own registry. Let me just confirm this. Modifier registries. It has a projectile distribution registry. It used to not. So okay, one thing I just wanna make sure that we got that. I'm gonna go through these articles. I'm gonna make sure it's all right. Um, we can do this together. Together. Where's Firefox here? Yeah, dude, look at that. Except you're like, oh, don't uncrop yourself, bro. Bro, uncrop yourself. Uh, yeah, okay. Set this to like 200. Set this to 200. I guess 20 is fine, actually. Okay, hold on. I got this. There we go. Look at that. Fucking beautiful. So, this is what I need to check. This is what I gotta read through. Right? So, create a modifier, you need to call static zen method, one of the subclasses of modifier builder depending on the kind of modifier you want to make. Each static zen method requires a string as an argument. This is the modifier name. Much like the damage type builder, the names provided here must be unique. Note that the mob damage modifier and projectile damage modifiers are registered in the same registry, so their names must be unique amongst each other. This sentence is a bunch of fucking baloney now. Basically just this needs to go, right? After you've set how the modifier will alter the capability when it is applicable, see the section on Zen properties, you should build the modifier with the build Zen method. I should say, note that before 1.8, mob damage modifiers are registered in their same registry, so their names must be unique amongst each other. Other modifiers, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because this is version 1.7. So before 1.8. Modifier builders, subclasses have a Zen property to determine if the modifier should apply to a given thing. The type of this Zen property is a function, but the function arguments depend on whether the modifier applies to. For example, for any modifier that applies to an item stack, the function will take an item stack of the argument. Check to specific wiki page. God damn it. For a particular modifier of the subclass, regardless of the signature, the function either returns true or false. Priority, how does modifier apply? Setting the modifiers and properties and methods. Boop, okay. So this, edit this. This needs to now say, note that before 1.8, mob damage modifier and fractal damage modifiers are registered in the same registry, so their names must be unique amongst each other. And then check the specific wiki page. Okay, boom. And now we go down to projectile modifier builder. And then edit this to have the specific things here. Also note that before 1.8, the internal names of projectile modifiers are shared with mob damage modifiers and must be unique. And then here, right here. before 1.8, this must be unique between projectile and mob damage modifiers. Okay. I should change this. I don't like the way that's worded. Note that before 1.8, this must be unique between thing. Okay. And then I have to go to the mob damage modifiers, which is going to say the same thing. Probably, right? Also note that before 1.8, the internal names of mob damage modifiers are shared with projectile modifiers and must be unique. Note that before 1.8, this must be unique between mob damage modifiers and projectile modifiers. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, that was easy. So now, check. That's all the 1.8 bug fixes, that's all the 1.8 new features, that's all the 1.8 integrations. I am done. Push that shit. Hallelujah, dude. It is done. Tis done. Let's give it one more build. Let's make the release on GitHub, I guess. And then after stream, I think I'll make the release everywhere else. Or something like that. Alright. Let's be done with this now. Let's just clean up this workspace a little bit so that when I inevitably have to come back here at some other point in time, it's not a complete fucking mess. Because like, I don't need this open, I don't need that, or that, or that, or that, or that, or that, or this, or this, or this. Let's see if there's anything else I want to like keep open. Like I don't need the damage type open. I don't need the combat tracker open. I probably don't need this open. I definitely don't need this open. Or that. Or that. Yeah, like I'll keep the mod config open. Close tabs to the right. Just close all that shit. Just leave this. There we go. Nice and organized and cleaned and handled. Handled handily. Okay. That's that. It's all done now, so that's good. I will make that release later. But that was only 2 hours, so we can definitely we'll switch to something else. I didn't have anything planned. I'll genuinely probably just switch to Toho. Cause why not? So We're done with this. All right. Beautiful. So, I will throw up a quick BRB for a sec. Give yourself an opportunity. Get up, stretch, get a drink if you need. I'll be back in about like 5 minutes, and we will toho. If I can find where my BRB is. There it is. All right. I will be back. Sit tight. More shit coming up.